Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Welcome to Blood and Donuts. I'm Tony.
I'm Chris.
And we thought that the best way to spend time with you this spooky season was by doing our very own tier list ranking of the Halloween franchise, a franchise that spans 44 years and 13 films. And what's cool about our tier list ranking is you get 2 for 1. So one of them are bound to be right, Chris. Chris and I both will be ranking every Halloween movie on our own tier list. In the comments below, make sure you let us know who got it right, Chris or Tony, or better yet, list your own tier ranking of the Halloween franchise the way that you think it should be in the comments. Without further ado, Chris, let them know what our tier list categories will be.
So for that S tier, that top tier, that's going to be called Pure Evil. The A tier, which is kind of next in line, that's going to be almost Haddonfield's finest. That next tier, I think it's B, that's going to be Boogeyman material. All right, that's kind of like the middle of the road. The next tier down is going to be Season of the Meh.
Meh.
And our last tier, the one that nobody should watch, that one's going to be called Should Have Stayed Dead.
Should have stayed dead. I like that. Of course, big spoiler warning here. There's going to be huge plot points that we will spoil throughout this episode. So if there's movies in this franchise you haven't seen, they will be spoiled. Just want to let you know that.
So let's kick it off with Halloween 1978. All right, and that one, I'm going to put that one up, of course, you have to, in the Pure Evil category.
Interesting.
You can't really go anywhere else with it. I don't think.
Wait, TC.
No, really, I mean, this one for me is it's the OG, it's the classic. It's one of those movies that really just kind of changes the landscape of cinema in general, not just the horror genre. Really well written, well directed. Just an all-around great movie. It's one of those comfort food ones you can put on in the background,
Perfect. I might piss some people off here. I'm just joking. Of course, I'm gonna stick it in Pure Evil there at the top. Of course, that. This is a John Carpenter classic. As Chris said, the atmosphere, the soundtrack, Michael's lurking, the portrayal of Michael by Nick Castle and Tommy Lee Wallace during that closet scene. Of course, Donald Pleasance is at his best in this one. I love him. He's very cool and collected, and he's just going around town letting them know, but he's kind of like he's divulging information to just slowly let you know what Michael is and what he's about. He's evil. Those eyes. I saw his eyes. He's planned this for years. I love Jamie Lee Curtis in this and her friends in the dialogue. Written by Deborah Hill. Just an all-around classic movie. This is a movie I've watched hundreds of times, and I could watch it 100 more. I just watched it with my wife the other night, and she loved it. It's just one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Of course, we're going to put that at the top. Next, we're going to go with Halloween 2, 1981. I'm going to put Halloween 2 in almost Haddonfield's finest. This movie is a perfect companion piece to the first one, in my opinion. It naturally progresses to Michael being a little bit more brutal. Actually, a lot more brutal than he was in the first one. I've always loved this movie so much. One of the most memorable for me. The kills are great. They have to be great because the people that he's killing are pretty forgettable. This is more like Friday the 13th, more because I feel like they were trying to match some of those crazy kills. So just that hot tub scene's nuts. It's just nuts, and I always remembered that one. Laurie Strode is a little bit incapacitated in this one, so she's just kind of there, just laying in a bed. Not a lot for her to do. Also, I'm not a big fan of the sibling angle. I've never been a fan of that. But I love the soundtrack to this one as well. And I love the trick-or-treating at night and some of the stalking scenes. It really reflects the first one. It's a very good scene. I love Dick Warlock's portrayal of Michael in this one. One of the better ones that I'm going to put up there near the top.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm also going to put Halloween 2 from 1981 into almost Haddonfield's finest. And I agree with a lot of the points you said. This is kind of, for me, this is Jamie Lee Curtis's weakest performance. I mean, they just kind of lay her up in the hospital bed with a bad wig on, and she doesn't really do a whole lot. Luckily, you have a lot of, killer fodder, slasher fodder, right? Like all the employees of the hospital, things like that, Michael can get to. The hospital setting is great. You have a few, it's overnight, it's creepy. There's a lot of stalking around where Michael's just kind of picking off everybody until he gets to his girl. It's a really good thing that he kind of carries the bulk of it, and so does Donald Pleasance. Donald Pleasance carries a lot of this movie, and like you said, this is one of those, where you listen to like "Livin' Lovin' Maid" and "Heartbreaker,"
Mm-hmm.
right, from Led Zeppelin. You listen to those back to back. This is one that you watch Halloween 1 and 2 back to back, and you have that one big long movie. I think that that's a good experience. So again, I'm putting it also there in almost Haddonfield's finest. So up next, Tony, we have Halloween 3, Season of the Witch from 1982. I am also going to put this one in almost Haddonfield's finest. And the reason is, the fault with this movie, and we've said it before, it feels like the only thing wrong with it is that it's got Halloween name on it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you change the name, call it Silver Shamrock, call it something else, it's gonna be a banger. It has some great 80s lines, some good kills, a good story, and it's really just a great soundtrack too, I think.
Yeah, the soundtrack is amazing, and we agree on all of these so far. I'm putting this also, Season of the Witch, in almost
Nice.
Haddonfield's finest. I love original horror movies, and it doesn't get any more original than a warlock planning to melt the faces and turn insect nests to trick-or-treaters all around the world. Who happened to wear his mask, watch a TV program. Oh, yeah, harnessing the power of Stonehenge. I mean, how original do you get? I mean, come on. And Tom Atkins is the best. Great Halloween atmosphere. Halloween 3 is just a great all-around original horror film, not a Michael Myers film. And I know fans at the time didn't like it. I know they're warming up to it nowadays, and the backlash kind of ruined that anthology. I would have loved to see where this franchise would have went if we would have gotten some of those anthology films in the Halloween franchise, because Season of the Witch is a very original, a very good Halloween movie. Next up, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And I'm wearing this category out. I'm going to put this in Haddonfield's finest. This movie was a very back to basics approach from the third entry, which alienated a lot of fans at the time. Loved the bandage face Michael. I love the idea of him breaking out of the ambulance and after hearing that he has a niece. Danielle Harris is awesome as Jamie Lloyd. George P. Wilbur does an excellent job portraying Michael Myers. Lots of memorable kills. Love seeing Michael sitting in the rocking chair in the dark. That's one of my favorite scenes, using that gun to stab Kelly. He's strategic in this one, taking down the town. You get your first vigilante mob, which would later be used in other entries in the Halloween franchise. Arguably one of the best endings in the Halloween franchise as well, with Jamie stabbing her mom and seemingly replacing Michael as the cycle starts again. What brings this one down for me is the editing. Loomis's scar, the mask, blonde pink Myers, it's hard to get past. Would probably be at the top with the original if they just got those things right. So Haddonfield's finest for me.
Yep, and this is where our movies are going to differ a little bit, Tony.
You know what? Forget this.
I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say that this movie belongs up there.
Okay.
With Pure Evil.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm so close.
Yeah, and the reason is, I would challenge anybody, hit me up in the comments, give me a better sequel. And if it's 2, I can tell you why this one's a little bit better than 2 in my opinion. I think you have a stronger final girl presence. You have a much more kind of, landscape for Michael. It's not just confined to the hospital. But a big asset for this movie, and it's kind of underrated, is the town itself. It's quaint.
Yeah,
it gets so isolated and has great set pieces. You have little homes. You have, the electricity plant. You have that fortified house. Then you go to the school. You're on the road. It's a great little isolated town.
Yeah.
Some of the goofiness with the mask and stuff. Man, I feel like if they nailed that, a lot of more people would be on board. But I would say still, this one for me belongs up there in the Pure Evil. The next one, Tony, which is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers from 1995. And I'm going to put this one way down in the Should Have Stayed Dead category.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I just got to, man. There's watching this one alone is a chore. I remember reaching out to you and be like, let's please watch it
We
together
watched
so we
this
can
one
kind of
together.
make fun of it.
You know what's cool about the Halloween franchise? Even the worst entries can be enjoyed with a friend and a beer. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. And for me, you mentioned the family angle earlier. I don't. I'm gonna say it. I don't mind the family angle. It gives him some sort of purpose. Now I know that you can have, a motivation without, having a reason for this guy to kill, but give him a reason. He's killing his bloodline off, but get rid of this cult crap that we'll talk about a little bit more in the next one. The whole man in black scenes, like I don't really care about it. I do like the family aspect. I don't like the cult aspect, if that makes sense. And I really don't like that we killed off Rachel and replaced her with Tina. I thought that was just one of the worst choices they did in the franchise.
I'm going to put Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, also in Should Have Stayed Dead for a lot of the same reasons. One of my biggest gripes with a sequel is you pretty much undermine the previous movie. And that's what this one does. That amazing ending
Yeah.
with Jamie Lloyd, they pretty much just scrap it.
Yeah.
Daniel Harris is a mute in this one. They kill off Rachel. They give us insufferable Tina. Loomis is not given much to do in this one,
Yeah. He's
and
weird. He's
yeah,
weird. Yeah.
he doesn't even seem like he should be in charge of Jamie at this point, or even allowed to be around Jamie in this movie.
You want her? Here she is.
The mask is terrible. I'm not a big fan of Don Shank's portrayal of Michael in this one. Very
got the neck showing the
confusing.
whole time.
And yeah, the man in black's very confusing. That goes nowhere. You could have they teased it, but you could have teased it into an area or to a place. And I really feel like they didn't really botched opportunity with this one, given the great ending that Halloween 4 served it up on a platter, and Halloween 5
Yeah.
just absolutely botched it. There's no,
It's
is there
kind
a,
of like a fail. It's like a failed alley oop.
it
It's like
really is. You're like, hey,
they
I'm gonna lay
lobbed
this
it
up
and
for
then they
you.
missed it.
Just missed it. Was there? I can't remember one kill from this movie. Can you?
I mean, I remember Rachel. I remember, Mike, the guy who was all about his car.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
Michael, he comes up behind him and like
I got
scratches
you.
it. And he's
Yes.
like, "What the?"
Yeah. Okay.
In the barn with the cat and stuff like that. You got that scene. We watched it I watched it the other night.
You watched it again, huh?
Out back. Yes, I watched it with the wife and I was like, let me try to find some redeeming stuff. And one of the things I found most insulting was when Tina was at this party, she was like one of those dudes was like put on the Michael mask and she was acting like she was getting killed. I'm like, dude, your best friend
She just
little-
got murdered.
they just got done with that stuff. Like,
Tina,
and
you're the
even
worst.
last movie. Yeah, they just got done with it. So it was like a dude, that's what a jerk, Tina.
Yeah. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. This one is I'm gonna put in season of the meh. For me, the fifth one was so bad that it made the sixth one look decent. You know what I mean? Even though there's not even a coherent plot to this one, but Michael looks awesome in this film. The kills are a huge step up from the fifth one. Jamie Lloyd, they just pretty much just do away with her and quit. Just kill her off after she has a baby. That's a huge bummer. The movie looks good though. I feel like it looks good. I even like where the story was going. I know you don't like the Thorn stuff, but if it was coherent and actually made sense, I would have liked it. I don't know. This one it went through reshoots. There was some studio intervention. Donald Pleasance, unfortunately, R.I.P. died before the reshoots were done, so his parts don't really make sense. Sucks he had to go on such a mediocre entry. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Yep. Man, this is crazy. I am also in season of the meh.
Oh man,
for the Curse of Michael Myers. Now, back when we were younger, and I agree, the kills are great in this one.
yeah.
The most annoying stuff is the cult scenes, the betrayal by Loomis's friend. You can see it from a mile away. I agree with you that Jamie is one of my she's probably my favorite final girl in this franchise, and they kill her off. I mean, come on. I feel like they could have done much more with her character, seeing as how she had such a good twist there at the end
Yeah.
of 4. You know, and this kind of wraps up the first timeline, if you will. But again, yeah, just really the only thing I liked were the kills, and then you have Paul Rudd kind of in his movie debut, right? Like this
Yeah.
is I think his first acting role
Yeah.
or something like that. So so pretty crazy, and he plays kind of a good wacky kind of crazy neighbor. And I like, you know, the kills of like the family that you just don't like the
Oh
abusive
yeah.
stepdad and stuff. You're just like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, really love to see those kills. So season of the math for me on that one. So let's jump forward, Tony, 20 years later for Halloween H2O from 1998. I'm going to put this one as boogeyman material. So this one is middle of the road for me. I really like a lot about this one. I think it's the best version of Laurie Strode. I think that the pacing and the story is really good. I love the setting, and I like how they isolate our protagonists. Like most of everybody else goes on a field trip, and then you're left with a handful of people on this kind of lonely campus.
Yeah.
It really does. I love a good setting in a movie, as you can tell. Things I didn't really like was LL Cool J's character. He was clearly dead, and then he comes back like, "Oh no, it just grazed me." Well, like he passed out for 20 minutes like a pansy. Then, um, you know, this one could have been a fine ending,
Yeah.
right? You chop his head off at the end, and then we're done. But no,
Yeah.
we had to bring him back. So that's
Yeah.
me. This is boogeyman material for me.
Halloween H2O, I agree. I put it in boogeyman material too. You and I feel like you've been looking at my sheet. I believe.
I think you're cobbling
I think we will diverge on maybe Rob Zombie and the
Okay, that's fair.
and the Blumhouse materials a little bit more. I think. I remember when this one came out, Chris. You and I were in like 7th, 8th grade. We rented this. I cannot stress to you how cool this movie was to see Michael on the screen again, and Laurie Strode was back. I still remember that trailer of her seeing him for the first time, like the door through with the window in it, and she sees him
with
for
the
the first
circle
time,
window, yeah.
and you're just like, "Ugh," you know, we couldn't wait to see it. Probably would have put it up there with the OG 20 years ago. But over the years, I feel like it's lost some luster. I love the school backdrop, like you just said. Jamie Lee Curtis is excellent in this one. The film really focuses on her more than Michael. Michael doesn't get a lot of screen time in this one, but some really cool kills in this one. The dumb waiter, all that good stuff. The mask is awful. It's just bad. His eye holes are this big. They
The
couldn't.
hair is like
Just
puffy in the
weird.
back.
Yeah.
It's-
27 years ago, that the ending where she chops his head off was so freaking shocking. It was so shocking. Not as cool when you find out that they can just change it with the next sequel. Anyway,
yeah.
on to Halloween Resurrection 2002. This one is going in the very bottom, of course. This should have stayed dead. And I'll tell you why. This one ruined the Halloween franchise for me for many years. Chris and you and I watched it. And again, they basically scrapped the ending of H2O. They said, no, he was swapped out with one of the medical staff. You really didn't kill him. Laurie Strode is killed in a very disrespectful way at the beginning of this film, which just hurts her legacy. They let Busta Rhymes write his own dialogue in this. And it's terrible.
I would never been able to know that. Huh?
Yeah, they let him write his own, and it was terrible. Trick or treat, you know what I mean? Like, it's just terrible. He was karate chopping Michael, getting huge hits on him. This literally, after this, I was done. I was like, I don't know if I can watch another Halloween movie after it was so disrespectful. It was so bad. In 2002, I remember being a kid with my mouth open. Me and Chris were just like, we didn't know what to say to each other. We're like, why would they do this? This is not even like, I mean, it was that bad, y'all. And I understand that they were trying to bring it into the 20th century with freaking, you know, like you got Tyra Banks in there. You got, you know, the reality show of, you know, these hidden cameras and stuff like that. It don't work for me. This is a terrible movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm agreeing there. Of course, this one deserves to be, should have stayed dead. And again, like you mentioned Trick or Treat, MFR, I'll raise you one better. During the knife fight, you have Sean Patrick Thomas as Rudy, and he drops the line of, "Do you like sushi, MFR?" And I'm like, why are you asking that question to Michael Myers, who you're trying to kill with a knife?
Come on, come on. You like sushi, motherfucker? Huh? You fucking kill me?
Yeah.
Now, I do have a pitch to make this movie a hell of a lot better.
Let's hear it.
Make it a found footage or something,
Yeah.
right? They a group of paranormal people go into there with tapes, and then you're watching the collection of those found footage tapes, and then Michael's killing people or whatever. Like, you could make it that angle.
Scrap the
But
beginning.
instead
You didn't even need Laurie Strode.
Sure, 100%.
Yeah, just have a
100%.
found footage.
Leave her out of it, because, as you said, it's super disrespectful to kill her in this original, or no, this is the H2O timeline or whatever. But still, it's a crazy, you go from H2O to this, and then you just kind of kill off her great character. It's a shame. And the Deckard character is so stupid. It's such a stupid thing to do, man. I'm gonna get fired up. I didn't want to rant.
Like, I'm just getting
But
pissed
I feel
off
like
right
we're
now.
gonna go. I feel like I'm about to go on a rant.
It's a bad
really
movie.
a disgrace to the. Yeah. You have Deckard, who's like this nerdy guy, and he's just trying to score with our lead chick, who is apparently in this house because she can scream good. And Busta Rhymes is like, "That's what I'm looking for.
That's what I'm looking for right there. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the gift." Oh, it's so stupid. It's such a stupid movie, dude. I'm done. We're gonna. All right. I'll lay off of it. So we are now moving on to a better movie. This is the alternate timeline. This is just a remake from Rob Zombie, the Halloween 2007 remake. I'm gonna rate this one as boogeyman material. So I do like a lot of this movie. I love that the young child actor, Daeg Faerch, I think his name is, or Daeg Faerch. He plays young Michael, who's kind of picked on, and he turns into this murderous kind of guy. But he does a really good job of in that role. And I like, it's kind of a nice change of pace. You have a hulking ass monster Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And to me, I know there's something to be said about the smaller framed Myers, but the big hulking Myers is kind of creepy too, man. I like the direction they went, where instead of hunting down his family to kill them, he's kind of hunting down his sister to try to be reunited with what little family he had left. I do like that part of the movie. So, I think that, you kind of have to go into it as it's going to be a bit raunchy. It's a Rob Zombie flick. But you kind of get past all that kind of grossness and crudeness. And there's a really good story and movie here.
I agree. I don't understand why this one gets so much hate. I'm actually going to stick this a little bit higher. I'm going to go almost Haddonfield's finest with this. I really like this film. The Rob Zombie dialogue turns some people off, but I can get past that. I could think of all the entries in this franchise. You have to get past things. You have to get past masks not working or not being correct. You have to get past editing issues. There's a lot of things you got to get past. I mean, even in the first one, not to crap on the first one, we put it at the very top, but Loomis literally sits in front of Michael's house to wait to see if he comes. But at the very end, he finally looks behind him and sees Michael's car, which was there all night.
Right.
I mean, you have to get past some things. So anyway, I don't mind the Rob Zombie dialogue. I can get past that. I love seeing Michael as a kid. I've heard so many fans that they hate this part. I love seeing this. I enjoy seeing him as a child from a very messed up home. Such a skewed way of looking at life. It's messed up his mind to where he wants to protect his mom and his baby sister. Tyler Mane, like you said, he is so hulking and brutal. I like Scout Taylor Compton's portrayal of Laurie Strode. It's trashy, it's different, it's nice. I like it. I like different, and this is very different. These are the events of the first in a totally different universe. It's not him ruining the franchise, ruining the timeline or anything. This is a totally different universe, so you shouldn't get mad at those things. I don't want the same first film, so I welcome the grittiness. When Michael carries Laurie to their childhood home, hands her the picture of them two, and at the same time you're thinking back to him as a child kissing his baby sister and telling her Happy Halloween after massacring all those people. Like I have so many emotions in my head at once for Michael Myers in that moment. Tell me that's not powerful storytelling. I love the mask in this one. I think it's a great
Oh yeah.
Halloween film. So yes,
Yeah. Good
Rob
stuff,
Zombie,
man.
2007. Rob Zombie, Halloween 2, 2009. I'm going to put this one in Boogeyman material. Again,
Okay.
I like this movie. It's original. I like the idea of Michael walking the earth until his psychosis calls him back to Haddonfield on Halloween night. I don't mind the dream sequences. He's a psychopath, so he hears voices. He sees things. I'm fine with that. He puts the mask on to do the killing. That's a cool idea. He does grunt in this one. That's going to bother some people. I don't mind. He does. And in the version that I've seen the most, he does say a word there at the end, and I know people can't stand that. The white horse is a little goofy. Okay, I give you that. But he seems much more brutal in this film, and I'm here for it. Dr. Loomis is annoying in this one, but I feel like it works. I do like the fact that Laurie finds out that she's his sister by reading Greedy Loomis's book. That's a really cool idea. I don't think we ever really get to see her react in the other sequels to finding out that she's Michael's sister. So this might be the first one that you actually get to see that. And correct me if I'm wrong. When Annie dies in this one, it's absolutely heartbreaking. I think it was great cinema in that particular scene. So I like this one. It's not perfect. I'm not going to put it above the original or up there high, but I think it's Boogeyman material.
Gotcha. I'm gonna park this one down there at season of the meh, and I did like the grunting.
Yeah.
I was a fan of it.
Okay.
I didn't like some of the. This movie just had a lot more kills than was really like necessary.
Just
like,
kills for the sake of
it
brutality.
was just this one should have been Halloween Kills or something. I mean, it was just totally like he's killing people in the hospital. He's killing, people at a strip club. He's doing all kinds of stuff. He's killing people out in a field for some reason that are
in the first one, like it doesn't show him killing the tow truck driver. It's like off screen.
Yeah.
Why? Because there was really no need for it. That's what makes the first one great. You know what I mean? Like the killing is very poignant and pointed and purposefully, whereas in modern slashers it's just kind of random just for the sake of brutality. So I get what you're saying there.
At the end there was just so much flashing lights, so many back and forth with this white horse thing. It was a lot of flashing, it was a lot of screaming, and that just for me just was sinking the movie down and down further.
You're sitting there like this.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
I remember just looking at I was like, is this about done? Like, how much time is left on this sucker?
Yeah.
Like, let's wrap it up, Rob. And I feel like you could tell, like, wrap it up, Rob. He didn't really. I don't think he wanted to make this one anyway, but the momentum was there, and he kind of had to get behind it. But I don't think he wanted to make this one originally, and it kind of shows a little bit there. So I'm gonna park it down there in season of the meh. We're done with the Rob Zombie reboots. Now let's talk about another Halloween reboot just called Halloween 2018. Now, I might shock you here. I'm gonna put this one up at pure evil. The reasons. I like it. I like all the callbacks to the earlier Halloween movies. You had some good kind of similar shots with Laurie looking out the window. Now her daughter or her granddaughter's looking out the window and seeing Laurie stand there. You can see those kids trick-or-treating. It's like, man, there's some great callbacks. And it doesn't seem like it's too heavy-handed with that. It's got great new kills with just the right amount of gore, good pacing. And for me, I love a movie that always makes me look in the background. This was one of those where I was trying to watch for every little thing. When you have Michael, I think that you could have ended it perfectly again with Michael looking up from that cellar, and then it's like, gotcha, and then boom, and he blows up, and then that's the end of it. That's
great.
You could have finished it there, but you had to go on and make another one. So, but for me, I'm gonna park this one up there. I know it's not as good as the original, but the original's got some company up there at the top with pure evil.
I agree with a lot that you just said. I'm not going to quite put it there. I'm going to put it almost Haddonfield's finest. I can't put it up there next to the original. I think James Jude Courtney is great at portraying Michael. I love him. He's like a good in between of hulking Michael and like Nick Castle. I think he's great. Laurie Strode's back. She's older, tougher. She's deeply traumatized, almost like Terminator 2, Sarah Connor. esque,
Sarah
which
Connor,
yeah. So I like that. This one shows a lot of respect for the original and the tone, the pacing, even the music. I enjoy that. Strong atmosphere. You could tell that this movie is well directed. This one is well directed. Some of the cons, some of the humor was very questionable. Like there was like some comedic moments, some jokes that just didn't land.
Oh man, I got peanut butter on my penis.
Seems like they just put it in there to break the tension. I was like, okay. Yeah. Underused supporting characters. I feel like Laurie's daughter was underused in this one a little bit. But she's used in other ones. So a little bit more. The Dr. Sartain twist. It's cool, whatever. The new Loomis, it was different. It was whatever. Some of this movie was very predictable for me. I just feel like it was a rehashing of some of these things that I've seen already. Again, coming out of Rob Zombie, a lot of people who had a bad taste in their mouth for Rob Zombie, they didn't like that. I think this was needed. It was refreshing. It brought the franchise back to life.
good palate cleanser.
It was a good palate cleanser. I think it accomplished everything that it needed to accomplish, and it's very good. I think the more that I watch it, it loses points for me, though. But the first time I watched it, I remember thinking, I was like, God, that's a great movie. That's the rewatchability I would question.
Yeah.
And again, I think our lists will change over the years the more we watch these movies. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, next we're going to go to Halloween Kills. I'm going to put this in season of the meh. Some of the pros, James Jude Courtney again. Strong opening. I like the flashbacks from 1978. I think those are really well done. I love how they use some of the characters. I just because I'm like, oh, that's him. It's kind of like fan service. And if you're gonna do if you're gonna do a reboot that's in that same timeline, give me some fan service. I'm all for it. You know, the Beetlejuice 2 and all that stuff.
That's Tommy. That's Lindsay. That's Tommy.
The town of Haddonfield kind of takes center stage here. Great practical effects. If you want to see some kills, this lives up to its name because Michael is killing everybody. On its own, that freaking where he's killing all those firemen and stuff. That's a really cool scene. I could watch that 10 times on YouTube or something like that. The dialogue is so weak in this movie. Who wrote this script? Evil dies tonight. I mean, how many times can you say that? Laurie is sidelined. She's in the hospital again. You think they would have learned their lesson with Halloween 2? No, we're going to put her right back in the hospital. The mob scene feels way too long, and they just overdid it. This mob mentality, I think it's done much better in number 4, the vigilante mob. The tone is all over the place. Messy structure, ends abruptly, whatever. Halloween Kills is kind of a mess. Season of the meh for me.
Yeah, and I'm going to park it there too, man. I really think this is a meh film as well. And what's crazy is like I've kind of just like looked at other people's lists because I just kind of want to say, and you see some that look like they're trolling, and I'm like, there's a lot of them that have kills like way up there on their tiers. And I'm like, why? I don't really get it. Now, again, I do love the kills. They're all kind of pretty fun. I love the Big John, Little John scenes. I think they're hilarious. They're like, it's like a funny and it's a stalking thing. And you're just like, oh man, I really like these guys, but I know they're about to die.
Yeah.
And again,
they're great. They are a highlight in this.
They really are. And that's why I kind of had to mention them.
Yeah.
The hospital scenes are just so frantic and dumb. There's 50,000 people chasing one dude and they can't catch him.
And he doesn't look anything like Michael Myers, does he?
Get out of here with that, man. Too much of this movie is the hospital mob, and it really makes you dislike Tommy.
Yeah.
I'm like, please, Michael, get him. Like, kill Tommy already.
Kill Tommy, please.
I was not a fan of the callbacks to the original, unlike you. But, and the reason is I think Hawkins should have died. Hawkins was dead at the end of Halloween 2018. And then in this next one, that kid comes up to him and he's like, oh, he's got to be killed. He's got to be stopped. And I'm like, no, dude, you were dead. I know he's a great actor and all. But, dude, he was dead. Get out of here, LL Cool J Jr. So anyway, for me, I'm going to park it in season of the man. And Tony, let's wrap up this sucker with Halloween Ends. And this is
I wonder where you're going to put this because this one gets a lot of hate.
Well, consider me part of the norm because I hate it. I hate this movie so much. It should have stayed dead. Now, here are my reasons, Tony. Here's the reasons. They turned Allison's character from a cool survivor with the potential of a nice final girl, and they made her into an idiot who falls for the town crazy. Did she not just survive 2 nights of horrific terror with the help of her grandma just to ignore her advice in this movie? Stupid. I do not care about her love affair with the town crazy. Get him out of here. Like I said, the last one, we cared about Allison and Lori, and in this one they turned Lori into some poet who can't string 2 words together in front of the sheriff that she loves so much now, talking about cherry blossoms and all this other kind of shit. And he was a great actor too, but then they turn him into a blabbering idiot, and it's like it's The Mask, and some of the kills are cool, but it's so weird. I want to see Michael in kills, not Corey and his love affair. Burn it all down. Burn this movie down. Get it out of here. It should have stayed dead, Tony.
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I put this in season of the meh. I like the Corey Cunningham saga. I don't mind it at all.
Explain yourself.
My only issue is it's called Halloween Ends. So in the back of your mind, you're trying to wrap up this little number 3 here. It looks like they were just trying to squeeze 3 films out of this movie and they didn't have it. So, you know what I mean? And they just tacked on that ending. I like a different horror film. So I like the saga of Cunningham turning into the evil and all that stuff. But then they just kind of kill him off very abruptly. It makes not a lot of sense. You don't get a lot of Michael Myers. Michael Myers seems weak in this. He's an old man. Yeah, go ahead.
If you like a different horror movie, then
watch a different horror
movie.
Don't
call it Halloween. Don't call it Halloween Ends.
I'm just saying, what do you do? What do you do with this movie, though? You know what I mean? It is inconsistent. It does have some pacing issues. There's a lack of scares, but it's different. And from the opening scene where Corey was babysitting and that kid accidentally died, and it was showing that even after Michael Myers is gone, the fear of him will linger on and it will possess other people. And it is, I don't know. It was a cool direction they were going. But anyway, they killed him abruptly. Here comes Michael. And then Lori and him just have it out real quick in this fight scene. And it doesn't work. That's why I'm putting it in season of the meh. I put it over there with Halloween 6 and Halloween Kills. I just don't think it's as bad or as unwatchable as Halloween 5 or Resurrection, in my opinion.
Yeah, see, for me, I didn't like the old man in the sewer angle.
Yeah.
And then he stumbles into the sewer and
it's
then
different. Yeah. I agree.
It's a weird direction. But anyway, man, wow.
Man, we did it. We just tier lists the whole entire Halloween franchise. Do you agree with it or do you disagree with it? It doesn't matter. It is your opinion. You know what I mean? We are going to, again, in the comments, let us know who got it right, Chris or Tom. I'm surprised ours is so close. We are so close on so many films.
It's pretty similar.
Chris and I grew up together, and we watched the same movies. You know what I mean? We would rent these movies on Friday night. I would ride his bus home. We would go rent movies, spend $50 at freaking Hollywood Video or Mega Video or wherever we were, and we would just watch crappy, awesome 80s, 70s, 90s horror films. It didn't matter. We just watched them. House at the Edge of the Park, Evil Dead 2. So many good times that I can remember. So I'm not surprised that our lists are so similar. But we are interested in seeing what your list is. How would you put these movies? Make sure you do it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and happy Halloween, Chris.
Happy Halloween, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.